Okay, so bakit may natutulog dyan? Ayan, pag sinabi daw kasing statics at rest, no? Kaya ayan, nag-rest na siya. Okay, pero ayan, punta tayo dito sa topic natin. Okay, so pag-uusapan natin dito are forces or force system in space. Okay, so ang space natin is three-dimensional system, no? Kaya pag-usapan muna natin yung rectangular coordinate system. Okay, so this is our positive x-axis. Ayan, bigay tayo ng laser dito. Okay, this is our positive x-axis. Ayan, ito naman yung ating positive y-axis. This is your positive z. So yan guys yung ating coordinate axis. Now, yung mga coordinate axis na yan, so meron tayong mga coordinate plane na form. So yung kulay green na plane, that's your xy plane. Ito naman kulay blue, that's our xz plane. And ito naman guys, yung ating yz plane. So these are the coordinate planes, no? And sa totoo lang, no, pag pinag-connect-connect natin itong mga faces na to, ayan, parang may mabubuo tayo na face. Okay, and dito sa space na to, dyan guys, mag-act yung ating force. Okay, so ano ba yung mga kailangan natin dito na concept, guys? Kung kukuha tayo ng, or magsusolve tayo ng mga, ayan, equilibrium or resultant. Okay, first is kailangan dapat alam natin paano kumuha ng components ng force. So, let's say this is your force F. Di ba? Ang components natin, that's basically the projection ng force parallel to the coordinate axis. So, itong projection na to, that is our x component. Ito namang component na to, that is your y component. And ito naman is our z component. Okay? And how can we get the components of this force in terms of the magnitude ng force? Well, balikan lang natin guys yung concept natin sa 2D. So, halimbawa, no, ito yung ating force F. And meron tayo ditong slope along the horizontal. Ayan, meron tayo ditong slope ng force na x along the horizontal, y along the vertical, and d naman along the incline. So, di ba to get the x component, ang gagawin natin is simply magre-ratio and proportion lang naman tayo. So, your x component is to f. So, equal lang yan to x distance over the inclined distance d. And from this equation, we can get the x component ng ating force. So, kung kukunin naman natin yung y, so ratio and proportion pa rin. So, yung ratio ng y to the total force equal lang to the ratio naman ng y distance to the total distance or to the inclined distance. So, that's why your Fy is equal lang to y over d times F. Now, siguro naman may kita niyo yung pattern dito, no? So, if this is x, ang nakalagay sa denominator is x distance. So, kung y naman ito, ang nakalagay naman sa denominator is y distance. Ngayon, paano guys pagdating sa 3D? So, how can we get naman the z component ng force? Well, siguro nakikita nyo naman yung pattern. And, ayan, sa totoo lang, no? Ayan, yung naiisip nyo na equation, ganyan lang din ang gagawin natin. So, kung nasa 3D na yung ating force, magkakaroon na tayo dyan guys ng z distance. Okay, and to get the z component ng ating force, so kunin mo lang yung ratio ng z distance at saka total distance d, then multiply mo by force. Okay, so usually guys, pag yung force natin is nasa 3D or 3 dimension, ini-express natin yan in vector form. Wherein, yung laman ng ating vector, no, these are the components, fx, fy, and fz. So ngayon, kung ilalagay natin guys, itong equation na to, so pwede natin ma-derive itong equation na to guys, no? So, di ba, your fx equal lang naman to x over d times f. So, if i-factor out natin yung magnitude, kasi common naman siya sa lahat ng components, no? Pati yung d. So, ang matitira sa ating vector will be the x, y, at saka z distance na yan. Distance na lang, no? So, ano ba itong mga distances naman na to? Okay, so yung mga distances naman natin na yan, guys, pwede natin yan makuha if we know the line of action ng ating forces or ng ating force. So, let's say this is your F. And ito, guys, yung ating line of action. Yan yung tatamaan niya, no? Ayan, let's say this is the initial. Ito naman yung final point or this is your point 1. Ito naman yung point 2. So, pag kinonect natin ito, so we can see the line of action ng ating force. So, ang distance natin dyan, along x, o ito, or the distance between these 2 points along x, so pwede na natin to iset as our x distance. Ito namang vertical distance between the 2 points, so yan naman yung ating y distance, and ito naman yung ating z. So, this is your x, this is your y, this is your z. And ito yung ating d. Okay, so itong d na to, pwede mong isipin na parang space diagonal lang siya, guys, ng ating prism. Di ba? Space diagonal lang siya ng prism na to. And to get this, paano ba kayo kumukuha guys ng space diagonal ng rectangular prism or let's say cube? Di ba equal lang yan to square root of the cube ng length ng side, di ba? Or kung dito, no, ilalagay natin yung x, y, and z, your d here is equal lang to square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Or galing lang din ito guys sa Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so that's how you get your d distance. No? Kailangan mo lang yung x, y, at saka z. Okay, ngayon, so paano guys kapag hindi lang isang force ang nag-act, no? Sa isang body or rigid body. Let's say may F1 ka, F2 at saka F3. So from your previous discussion, 'di ba sa statics, sa 2D. So kapag may mga ayan, series or may mga forces ka na nag-act on a certain body, you can express this in terms of ayan, equivalent single force, 'di ba? And that equivalent single force is your resultant. And how can we get this resultant? Well, basically, resultant is equal lang to the sum of the forces. And this resultant is also a vector quantity. So that's why meron din itong components, no? At saka magnitude and direction. So if you want to get the x component of the resultant, we will simply sum up the x component of the forces. Yung y component naman ng resultant equal lang to the sum of the y component ng forces. And yung z component naman natin equal lang to the sum of the z component ng ating mga forces. Okay, so that's how you get your resultant, no? Kung ang force natin is concurrent. Or kahit non-concurrent, ganito pa rin naman ang gagawin natin. O ngayon, paano guys kapag halimbawa nag-zero yung ating resultant? So, okay na ba? Ano yan? Naririnig na ako? Naririnig na ako? Thumbs up nga guys if okay na yung audio ko. Hello? Hindi pa rin? Wait, wait. Okay na, okay na. Sige, thank you. Okay, thank you. Sige, balik tayo dito, no? Okay. So, when the resultant is equal to zero, no, ibig sabihin nasa state of equilibrium yung ating particle or yung ating body. So, ang magiging components natin dyan will be zero din, no? That's why, if kukunin natin yung summation of forces along X, along Y, and along Z, ayan, equal din yan to zero. And these equations, no, yan na guys yung ating equations for equilibrium ng concurrent force system. So, simple lang naman ang concept dito guys sa 3D, no? So, importante lang dito, alam nyo paano kumuha ng components ng force at saka alam mo paano mag-sum up ng forces and also mag-sum up ng moments. Okay, so I think with that, pwede na tayo guys mag-proceed dun sa ating mga problems. Okay, so sige, wait lang. I will just, ayan, transfer the screen no sa tablet. So, nandito kasi yung mga problem ko. Okay, yan. Sige, yan, okay na. Nakita naman sa screen yung, yung problem, no? Okay, so for our first, ayan, for our first problem, so sabi dito, no, we have to determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant. For the concurrent force system, so we are given here F1 equals to, ayan, 500 newtons and F2 equals to 600 newtons. Okay, so to get the resultant, yeah, to get the resultant, this is equal lang to summation of forces and
Kung gusto natin makuha yung components ng resultant, kailangan lang natin i-sum up yung component din ng mga forces. So for Rx, equal lang ito to summation of forces along X. For Ry naman, this is summation of forces along Y, and meron din tayong Rz equal lang to summation of forces along Z. Now, para di tayo mahirapan mag-imagine sa mga forces na nakalagay sa space or sa 3 dimension. So, i-project na lang natin ito guys to 2D. Okay, so, ayan, isa-isay natin guys kunin yung components ng mga force na to. Okay, for our F1, ayan, if you take a look at the, ayan, location ng ating F1, actually nasa coordinate plane ito. Okay, ang F1 natin, no, actually located siya guys dito sa XY, hindi sa XY plane. Kung ayan, nandito siya guys sa YZ plane. So this is your Y axis. Ito naman yung ating Z axis. So ito guys yung ating F1. Okay, ngayon kung yung F1 natin is nasa YZ plane, anong component ba ang mazizero diyan? Well, wala tayong projection ng F1 guys towards the x-axis. Okay? So, ang projection natin dyan is nasa Y and Z lang. Okay? So, sige. Project natin guys, ito sa YZ plane. Okay? So, sige. Drawing natin dito yung ating Y-axis. Ayan. Tapos, ito naman yung ating Z-axis. Ayan. So, this is our F1. Tapos, itong F1 na to may given na slope. This is, ayan, 3 horizontal or 3 along Z, 4 along Y, and 5 ito. Okay, so itong F1 na to, yan, pag project natin guys towards this axis, o yan, may kita natin guys itong ating Z component. This is your F1Z. Pag project naman natin siya dito sa Y axis, ito naman yung ating F1Y. Okay? So ngayon, kunin natin guys ang value nito, no? So for our F1Y, yan, pwede lang tayo dito mag-ratio in proportion. Ayan, pwede natin sabihin this is equal lang to, ayan, 4/5 of F1. No? Pwede na natin gamitin yung slope na to. Okay, knowing na yung F1 natin, this is equal to 500 newtons. So, what is the value of this F1y? Your F1y, this is equal to 400 newtons, di ba? Okay, ngayon, punta naman tayo sa F1z. Okay, to get naman the value of F1z, ayan, ang distance naman natin along Z, we have 3. So, along the incline naman, we have 5. So, pwede natin sabihin, your F1z is equal lang to 3/5 times your F1. Okay? So, palitan mo na lang ito by 500 newtons. Your F1z naman is equal to, ayan, 300 newtons. Alright? Now, since meron na tayo ditong value ng F1z, pwede na natin isulat yung, ayan, F1 in vector form, no? Ayan, so let's say this is your F1. Ang ating X component dito, this is 0. Ayan, yung Y component naman natin, we have 400 newtons. Tapos yung F1z naman natin, we have 300 newtons. And by the way guys, may sign din dapat ang component natin. Ayan. So kapag ang ating ano guys, ang ating force is nag-act towards the positive x-axis, therefore positive ang ating component. Kung nag-act naman towards the positive y, edi positive naman yung ating component. Okay, so kung titingnan nyo dito, bali, ang convention natin dito guys, kung saan nakalagay ang letter, ando doon yung ating positive axis. Okay? Ando doon yung ating positive axis. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung positive x, positive y, positive z. Now, kung babalik tayo dito sa ating projection ng F1, okay, ang F1y natin, as you can see, directed dyan towards the positive y axis. Therefore, this F1y, this is positive. Ito namang F1z, kung titingnan nyo, ang ating positive z-axis is nandito. But ang F1z natin is papunta sa opposite side. O kaya itong F1z, lalagyan natin ng negative sign. Okay, so this will be negative 300 newtons. Alright? Okay, ngayon, punta naman tayo guys sa F2. Ayan. So, ang F2 naman natin, ito naman guys ang kanyang direksyon. So, wala siya sa coordinate planes, no? Okay, baka isipin nyo nasa YZ plane. Hindi sa YZ plane yan, ha? Okay, ang YZ plane natin, ito lang na nasa F1. Itong F1 lang. So, ang F2 natin, no, ito siya, ha? And ang plane kung saan siya nag-act, ito yon. Okay, hindi ito guys, coordinate plane, no? Okay, ngayon, itong F2 na to, pwede natin siya i-project guys, parallel to Y. Okay, so itong projection natin parallel to Y, ito guys yung ating Y component F2Y, and pwede rin natin siya i-project parallel to this plane. Okay? So, itong plane naman na to, this is actually your XZ plane. Di ba? Ito yung x-axis, ito yung z-axis. O bali ito guys, itong plane na to, no? Ito. This is actually your XZ plane. So itong red arrow na to, tawagin na lang natin itong F2 or projection ng F2 to the XZ plane. Now, try natin na isolate yung triangle na yan. Oh. Okay, so this is your F2. Ito naman yung ating F2Y. And this is the projection ng F2 to the XZ plane. This angle, given na to guys, no? Oh, this angle is given as 60 degrees. Ayan. And from this triangle, we can get this F2Y, no? Ayan. So, pwede natin makuha yung F2Y na to. Okay, your F2Y, pwede natin sabihin equal lang ito to. Ayan. So, may value ka naman ng F2. Ito ang kukunin natin. So, kung i-relate mo ito at saka ito, gamit tayo guys ng sine function. So, your F2Y, this is equal lang to F2 times sine of 60 degrees. So, ayan, may given naman na F2. This one is 600 newtons. And ano ba guys ang value netong F2Y? Sige nga, pakibigay ng sagot. Okay, sige, pa-chat na lang guys kung ano yung ating F2Y. This is 519. Ayan, 519.615 newtons. Okay, this is your F2Y. And please take note, dapat may sign din itong component natin ha. O, ang F2Y natin, this is acting opposite sa ating positive y-axis. Therefore, this is negative. Yan, lagyan natin ng negative sign. Okay, ngayon, for our F2 naman, along the XZ plane, ayan, this is equal naman to F2. Then, multiply naman tayo guys ng cosine of 60 degrees. Ayan. So, if this is 600, so cosine of 60 is 0.5. And ito naman, I think this is 300. Tama ba? 300 newtons. Okay, so ayan naman yung ating F2 XZ. So, ito guys, hindi pa to component ha. Projection pa lang ito dito sa XZ plane. Now, to get the component of the force, F2, on the XZ plane, so, i-ano natin guys, i-isolate naman natin dito yung XZ plane. Okay? At saka itong F2XZ. Sige, drawing natin dito sa kabila. Ayan. So, let's say this is your x-axis. Ayan. Tapos, ito naman yung ating z-axis. So, parang ang point of view natin dito is nasa taas. Ayan. Ayan. Ayan yung x. Ito naman yung z. Tapos, ang F1XZ natin, as you can see, ang direction niya guys is, ayan, papunta sa positive x, pero papunta sa negative z. Kumbaga dito guys, no, ito yung ating F2XZ. Ito naman yun. Okay? Tapos itong angle na to, from the positive x, given na rin to guys, this is equal naman to 30 degrees. Ayun, no? Ayan. Galing dito, papunta dito, 30 degrees yan. Ayan. Okay, ngayon, so pag project natin ito, papunta dito guys, so may kita na natin yung component ng F2. Okay, eto guys, no, this is now the component ng F2 along x. Tapos pag i-project naman natin dito, eto naman yung component ng ating F2 along z. Okay, and to get these components, edi gamit na lang tayo ng yan, basic na trigonometric function. Okay, so for our F2x, this is equal lang to F2xz, multiply ka guys ng cosine of 30 degrees. Okay, this one is 300, ayan, 300 newtons. And ano ba ang resulting value natin dito? for our f2x. This one is 200. Hello. Ayan, 259.808 newtons. Okay? And ang sign naman natin dito, as you can see, your f2x is directed towards the positive x-axis. Therefore, this is positive 259.808. Okay? Now, for our z component naman ng f2, ayan, this is equal lang to the projection ng f2 to the xz plane, then multiply naman tayo, ayan, ayan, opposite yan dito sa angle na to, kaya gamit tayo ng sine function. Alright? So, this is 300. So, 300 sine of 30. This one is equal naman to 150 newtons. Okay? And take a look at the direction of F2 or F2 along Z. This is our positive Z-axis. Okay? Ito naman yung ating Z component ng F2. So, towards the opposite side na ng positive axis. Kaya ito naman nilagay natin as negative F2. Okay? So, since dito, kuha na natin guys yung component ng ating mga forces. So, finally, we can now get the resultant of this given na two forces, no? So, isulat ko na lang dito yung ating F1. Ayan. So, yung mga nakuha natin kanina, this is 0. Ayan. 400 and negative 300. Ayan. This is your X component, Y component, and Z component ng force. Okay, ngayon, for our F2, so ito naman ang mga nakuha natin na value. We have positive 259.808. Your Y is negative. Ito. Ito yung Y natin. Okay, we have negative 519.615. And for our Z component naman, we have negative 150 newtons. Okay, so ito na guys yung ating mga components. And now, to get the resultant, we will simply sum up these forces and isum up na lang din natin guys yung mga components. Okay, so for our X component, ayan, 0 naman yung F1X. Kaya ito, ang matitira is 258 na lang, 0.808. So for our Fy naman, ayan, this is negative 119.615. And dito naman sa ating Z component, this is negative 450 newtons. Okay, this value is now our X component ng resultant. This is your Y, and this is your Z component. Okay, and using these values, we can now get the magnitude of the resultant. Okay, so ito guys, no? Ayan, magnitude. So to get the magnitude, no, gamit lang tayo ng Pythagorean theorem dito. So the magnitude of the resultant, this is simply equal lang to square root of, ayan, x component squared plus y component squared plus z component squared. Okay? Sige guys, patulong na lang ako. So tama ba to? 533.205. Pa-confirm na lang dun sa iba. Okay, so 533.205 newtons. So yan na guys yung ating magnitude ng resultant. Okay, so how about the direction? Okay, how about the direction or direction angles? Okay, so to get naman the direction angles, balik lang tayo sa 2D ha. Ayan. Ayan, balik lang tayo sa 2D. So halimbawa, this is your X and Y axis. Tapos ito naman yung ating resultant. Okay, ito guys, no, this is your X component ng resultant. And itong angle na to, this is actually your direction angle theta X. Okay, tapos pag i-project naman natin dito, makikita natin yung RY. Ito naman guys is your theta Y. Okay, using this figure, so we can get the value of this theta X and theta Y using cosine function, no? Okay, so halimbawa, ito. So, pwede natin gamitin itong X component and itong resultant na to. Di ba? So, your cosine of theta or theta X, this is equal lang to Rx divided by the magnitude ng resultant. Di ba? So, kung kukunin naman natin yung cosine of theta Y, so, pag gagamitin naman natin na side dyan will be itong Ry at saka ito. Kaya dito naman we have Ry over R. Okay, so I hope you can recognize the pattern now. So if this is theta x, ano nakalagay sa numerator? Rx. O kung theta y or kung y ito, nakalagay sa numerator, y as well, di ba? So, halimbawa, nasa 3D tayo, magkakaroon tayo dyan ng theta z. O sa tingin nyo, anong ilalagay ko guys na value sa numerator natin? Okay, this will be rz and divide naman natin by r. Okay, so to get the value of theta x, sige guys, kunin nyo na lang yung arc cosine of your Rx is 259.808 divided by the magnitude ng resultant na 533.205. Okay? So ano bang lalabas dito na value ng theta x? Okay, this one is 60.84 degrees. So ito na guys yung direction angle natin from the positive x axis. Okay, ngayon for our theta y naman, this is equal naman to arc cosine of your ry is negative. You consider the sign ha. Ayan, kasi kapag nag-negative yan, meaning nasa kabilang side yung ating component, no? So, ang ating theta dito, probably more than 90 talaga. So, this is 533.205. Okay, ano naman ang value nitong theta y mga engineers? Oh, tama, 102.694964 degrees. Okay, this is your theta y. And for our theta z, ayan, dito ko lang sulat. This is arc cosine naman of negative 450 over the magnitude na 533.205. Okay? And here we have 147.56 degrees. So pag nag-negative yung component, talagang more than 90 ang lalabas dyan guys na direction angles. Okay? Or direction angle. So, ito na guys yung mga sagot naman natin, no, for the direction of the resultant. Ayan. So pag nagtanong na direction, yan, pwede mong sabihin na papunta sa positive x, negative y, at saka negative z. Or kung angle, pinahanap mismo, hindi kunin mo guys yung direction cosine. Okay? Or yung cosine ng mga direction angles. Okay? So, yun lang no for number 1. So, these are now our answers. Ayan. This is the magnitude of the resultant. Ito naman yung ating ayan, direction angles. So, ganun lang ang pagkuha guys ng resultant, no? Ayan, so gawin nyo para di kayo mahirapan sa 3D, project mo lang muna siya i-project mo lang muna siya sa 2D. So as long as na-imagine nyo no, paano ba ano ba yung plane ng ating force, then yan, madali na lang gamitin dyan yung mga trigonometric functions. Okay? So any question or clarification? Ayan, chat lang kayo guys pag may tanong or may clarification. So I think there's none. Then let's go to ayan, problem number 2 to number 4. So in this problem naman, no, sabi dyan, the resultant of the three cables or three cable tensions acting on the flagpole is along the vertical axis. So if T3 is equal to 500 newtons, ano daw ang value ng T1, T2, and also the value of the resultant. Okay, so in this problem guys, no, ito yung ating x-axis. Ito naman yung ating y. Tapos, ito naman yung ating z-axis. So, pwede kasi magbalik-baliktad yung ating location ng x and y, x, y, and z, no? So, pwede mong i-rotate-rotate yan. So, hindi yan guys naka-fix na pag x dito lang, yung y dito lang, yung z dito lang. Hindi, pwedeng mag-iba-iba yung location ng ating positive axis. Depende sa orientation ng ating figure, no? Okay, so, una natin gawin dito, ayan, ilagay muna natin yung given na resultant. Okay, so the resultant here is equal to 500, ay walang sinabi kung anong value ng resultant. Ayan, walang sinabi kung anong value ng resultant. Ang nakaspecify lang dito guys is the resultant daw is along the vertical axis. So hindi rin sinabi kung pababa or pataas. Basta sinabi lang na ang resultant natin is along the vertical, or let's say this resultant is along the z axis. Now, o kung ang mga tension natin dito is pababa, well, sasabay lang ang resultant dyan. So probably ang resultant natin is nandito. Ngayon, ano bang magiging value ng components natin if the resultant is along Z? Specifically, your Rx and Ry. Sige nga, ano ba ang magiging value guys ng ating Rx at saka Ry? Ayan. This is equal to 0. Ayan, 0 guys ito. 'Di ba? Kung ang force mo is along the vertical, edi wala kang horizontal component. Ganun lang naman 'yon. So, kung nandito sa z-axis, edi wala tayong component dyan along x at saka along y. Okay? And ang ating RZ dito, or the z component of the resultant, eto na mismo guys yung magnitude ng ating resultant. So, ngayon, punta tayo dito sa mga unknowns. So, to get the value of the tension and also the resultant, di ba? Tatlo ang unknowns natin, T1, T2, at saka yung R. So, para makuha natin yung tatlong unknowns na yan, actually, gagamit lang naman tayo ng, or kailangan lang naman natin dito mag-form ng tatlong equations. Okay? So, to form the equations, gamitin natin yung relationship ng mga forces with respect to the resultant. Okay? So, di ba? When you sum up the forces along x, this is equal lang to the resultant. And kung ang resultant natin is 0, edi equal lang din ito to 0, yung itong summation of forces along x. So, same with summation of forces along y. Okay, pero dito, pag mag-sum up tayo ng forces along z, hindi ito masi-zero. This will be equal to the magnitude of the resultant. Okay, so bali dito, kailangan natin guys, kumuha ulit ng components ng ating mga forces. So, kailangan natin yung x, kailangan natin yung y, and z component ng forces. Okay, so balikan natin guys yung inintroduce ko sa inyo na concept kanina. So, di ba, if you want to get the x component ng force, kailangan lang natin yung ratio ng x at saka ng d distance and i-multiply mo sa magnitude ng force. Okay, yung y naman, this is simply y distance over the total distance times the force. Okay, and this z, this will be equal lang to the ratio of the z distance and d distance, then multiply ka ng force. Now, for us to have this value of x, y, z at saka d, ang gawin natin guys, lagyan natin ng coordinates yung mga important points dito. Especially yung dadaanan ng line of action ng ating mga forces. Okay, so sige, patulong ako guys. So at this point, no, syempre origin to. This is 0, 0, 0. Oops, natabunan yung 3 meters. Ayan, itong origin, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so at this point guys, at point A, ano ba ang coordinate natin? Sige nga. Okay? Your point A is located mismo sa ating z-axis. So, ibig sabihin yung x at saka y, this will be 0. And ang distance natin dyan, from the origin papunta dito, given naman na to, ayan, we have 6 meters. So, therefore, your A is 0, 0, and 6. Okay, so let's say guys, itong point naman na to, this is your B. Ayan, this is your B. Ito namang point na to, this is your C. Ito namang point na to is your point D. Okay, so at point B, so as you can see no, in the figure, your point B is located, guys, dito sa plane formed by Y at saka itong X axis. Okay, itong plane na to, no, this is parallel to the XY plane. Kumbaga dito, walang elevation yung point B, di ba? So kung walang elevation yung point B, wala tayong Z coordinate. So ano naman ang distance natin or coordinate natin dyan? Okay, along X, we have 3. Along Y naman, we have 2. Pero papunta sa opposite side and wala tayong elevation. Magkapantay lang ito guys, no? Itong B at saka origin. So here, we have positive 3, negative 2, and 0. Okay. Next, point C. So ang point C naman natin is located guys on the Y-axis. Ayan o, nasa Y-axis. So ang masi-zero naman dyan will be the coordinate of X at saka Z. So, dito naman no, we have 0, positive 3, kasi papunta tayo sa positive y, and 0. 0 ang elevation yan, no? Okay? O, ngayon, punta naman tayo dito sa point D. Okay, so at point D, this is located naman on the x-axis. Pero nasa negative side siya, guys, ha? Okay, kung nasa x-axis naman na to, edi, ano naman ang masi-zero? Edi yung y and z, di ba? So, ito naman, we have negative 4, 0 ang y, at saka 0 ang z. So, that's the coordinate naman ng point D. Okay, ngayon, punta na tayo guys sa pagkuha ng mga components, no? Okay, so, for the component ng ating T1, ayan, so ang T1 natin, no, dadaan siya dito sa point na to. Ayan, dadaan siya sa point na to and then point na to. So, pwede natin gamitin to guys, no? For our x, y, and z distance. Ayan. So, for our t1, ayan, for t1, ang x natin dyan guys, ano lang lagay na lang tayo ng head at saka tail para mas mabilis. Okay? So, ang distance natin, no? So, kailangan ano din siya. Kailangan may direction din tayo. So, dapat ang direction is same with the direction of the force. So, kung ang T1 natin is pababa, so ang distance natin, i-set na lang natin guys, dito yung head, dito naman yung tail. Okay, so for the x, so head minus tail lang to, or simply difference lang ng x coordinate. Okay, so x1 natin, this is equal lang to 3 minus 0, or equal lang ito to 3. Okay, yung y naman natin dyan, this is equal lang to, ayan, your y is equal lang to negative 2, head minus tail to we have negative 2 minus 0, or this is negative 2. And then for the value naman ng z, we have 0 minus 6, or this is negative 6. Okay, ngayon for our d1, ayan, equal lang ito guys to square root of x1 squared plus y1 squared plus z1 squared. Sige nga, pakisubstitute na lang ng value dito. Okay, ano bang lalabas na value guys? Lagay nyo na lang yung 3, negative 2, and negative 6. Ayan. Sige, kung ano man ang makuha yung value, store nyo na lang diretso sa calcu. Okay, ano man ang makuha yung value guys, store nyo na lang sa letter A. Okay, 7. Ayan, 7 lang pala. Sige, store nyo na lang sa A, no? Ayan, para kung, yan, masanay na tayo para kung sakaling decimal, edi ganun lang din gagawin natin. Hindi na tayo mahirapan mag-type, no? Okay, ngayon, for our T2, so, ito naman guys yung ating line of action. Yan, 10 silang ating force, kaya, yan, ito yung tail natin, dito naman yung head. Okay, so for our T2, yan, okay, for our T2, we have, ano ba to? 0 minus 0. So your x1 here, this is equal lang to 0. Yung y1 naman natin, we have 3 minus 0. This is positive 3. And then yung z1 naman natin, we have 0 minus, ayan, minus 6. Or we have negative 6. Okay, so ngayon, for our d2, ayan, this is equal naman to square root of, ayan, we have x1 squared plus y1 squared plus z1 squared. Okay, so your x is equal naman to 0. So dito we have square root lang of 3 squared plus negative 6 squared. So sige, ano man ang makuha yung value dito guys, store nyo na lang sa letter B. Yan. So sige, mamaya, dire-diretso na tayo ha. So dito pinapakita ko lang muna yung head minus tail. Okay, ngayon for T3, huwag pwedeng isulat yan. Sige, dito na lang. Okay, so for T3, our x distance naman dyan, lagay natin dito, we have x sub 3 equal lang ito to negative 4 minus 0. Ito naman ang direction ng ating T3. Ayan. So we have negative 4 minus 0, or this is negative 4 lang. Okay, yung y naman natin, we have 0 minus 0. Ayan. 0 minus 0. Kaya this is equal to 0. Okay, and then yung Z3 naman natin, we have 0 minus 6. Or ito naman is equal to negative 6. So ngayon, yung D3 natin, equal lang ito to square root of, ayan, x3 squared plus y sub 3 squared plus z sub 3 squared. Ayan, palitan nyo pala ito nung dapat ano to. Hindi to x1, y1, z1 ha. Ano to? Lagyan natin ng tamang subscript. X sub 2, y sub 2, z sub 2. Or kumbaga yan yung distances natin for T2. Okay, kaya dito, ayan, lagay natin to as x sub 2 squared, y sub 2 squared, and z2 squared. Okay, so sige, i-substitute nyo na lang yung value dito. Okay, this is equal lang to square root of negative 4 plus negative 6 squared. So ano man ang makuha yung value dito, store nyo na lang siya guys sa letter C. Okay, so yan lang no, ang kailangan natin, yung mga distances. Ayan. So ngayon, kapag meron na tayong mga distances, o pwede na tayong bumalik dito guys sa ating, ayan, governing equations, in which yung summation of forces along x and y is 0, and yung summation of forces along z is equal to r. Okay, so sige, gawin natin ito. Okay, so for summation of forces along x, yan, yung summation of forces natin along x, equal lang ito to 0, or ang magiging equation natin dito will be your t1x plus t2x plus t3x. Ayan, and equal lang ito guys to 0. So always nyo na lang itong i-add. So ang magdidictate dyan kung iba yung direction will be yung sign ng ating mga distances. Halimbawa dito, di ba, x is positive 3. Dito wala. Dito naman negative 4. Okay, so yung sign nito, yun ang magde-describe guys sa direction ng ating force. Okay? So sige, lagay natin dito ha. So bali dito, to get t1x, di ba ano lang to? This is equal lang to x1 over d1 times the magnitude of t1. Your t sub 2x naman, this is equal lang to x sub 2 over d2 times t2. And dito naman we have here x sub 3 over d3 times t sub 3. And equal lang ito to 0. Okay, so your x1 is, meron na tayong value dyan. Ayan. We have 3, negative 2. Ayan, we have 3 over a times t1. Then, ang t2 naman natin, ito yon. Ayan, 0 yung ating x. Tapos, ang b naman natin is, or ang d sub 2 natin is nakastore sa b. O sa totoo lang, ito, wala itong effect kasi 0 lang naman to. O, pero sama pa rin natin sa equation, no? Okay, and then for t3, ang x component naman natin is ito. We have negative 4. Then, ito naman yung ating distance d. Okay, so lagay natin dito, no? We have here, negative 4 over, ayan, negative 4 over c times t3 and equal ito to 0. Okay, so ito guys, 0 naman to, di ba? Ito, 0 na to. Okay, so in the problem, we are given 500 newtons. And here, in this equation, we can actually calculate na the value of T1. Sige guys, pakuha ng T1. Uy, ang bilis naman ni Rocco Milio. Meron na kaagad sagot. O yun, pati T2 and T3, di na natin kailangan isolve pala. Joke lang. Okay, yung T1 natin, no, this is 647.15 newtons. So, this is your answer na, no, for number 2. So, eto na guys yung tension natin dun sa unang cable, okay? So, that's our T1. Okay, ngayon, for our T2 naman, bali, para makuha naman natin yan, all we have to do is sum up naman the forces along Y. Okay? So, eto naman, no, this is equal lang to T1Y plus T2Y plus T3Y and equal ito to 0. Okay? So, this one is Y1 over D1 times T1 plus Y sub 2 over D sub 2 times T2 and this is plus Y3 over D3 times T3. Ayan. So, kung titingnan natin yung mga distances, ayan, ang masi-zero dito, ayan, we have Y3. Yan, no? 0 yung Y3. So, kaya ito guys, no? Kahit huwag na natin lagyan ito. Itong value na to, this is equal lang to 0. Okay, so lagay natin dito yung Y1. So, yung Y1 natin, we have here, negative 2. Ayan, this is negative 2 over A times T1. Then we have Y2. Ayan, ito naman yung Y2 natin. No? We have 3. We have 3 over B times T sub 2 and equal lang ito to 0. Okay, so kung may T1 na tayo dito, which is 647.15, so sa equation na to, pwede na natin makuha naman ang value ng T sub 2. Okay, ano naman ang lalabas sa sagot dito guys? This is equal naman to 413, tama ba to? 413.449. Ayan, yung mga nagko-compute dyan, paki-confirm guys. If ito rin ang nakuha niyong value. Okay, so ayan, we have 413.449 newtons. Okay, so yan na guys yung ating T2. Okay, and then finally, no, for the resultant, so ang gagawin na lang natin dito is isum up yung Z component ng ating forces. So this is T1Z plus T2Z, ayan, plus T3Z, and equal ito guys to the Z component of the resultant and equal na mismo to the magnitude of the resultant. Okay? Oops. Wait lang. Ayan. So this is Z1 over D1 times T1. Tapos dito naman we have Z sub 2 over D2 times T sub 2. Then dito we have Z sub 3 over D3 times T sub 3. And equal na ito guys to the magnitude of the resultant. Okay, so may mga Z distances naman na tayo dyan. Actually, yung Z distances natin, no, pare-pareho. Negative 6, negative 6, negative 6. So, that makes sense naman kasi kung titingnan nyo guys, no, ang location ng ating, ayan, points B, C, and D is, ayan, same lang naman along Z, di ba? So, lagay na lang natin yan dito. We have negative 6 over A times T1 plus negative 6 over B times T sub 2. Then we have negative 6 over C times T sub 3. And equal ito to the resultant of the given three forces. So, palitan na lang natin itong T1. This is 647.15. And T2 naman natin, this is, ayan, ano bang T2 natin? This is 413.449. Okay, and ito namang T3 natin is given in the problem as 500 newtons. So, ito naman yung ating resultant force. This is equal to 1,000. Ayan, negative to, no? Negative 1,340.525. So, anong ibig sabihin ng negative sign na to, guys? Yung negative sign indicates that the direction of our force, okay, is papunta sa negative Z axis. Okay, so this is our resultant. And ang direction niyan obviously is pababa. Okay? So, ito naman ang answer natin for number 3. Okay, ngayon, para mas organized tayo, guys, ganito na lang. Ganito na lang, pwede naman natin i-table na lang pala to. Okay, dapat ginawa natin ganina, ganito na lang, no? Halimbawa, ito yung T1. Nilagay na lang natin yung X, Y, at saka Z. Tapos ito naman yung distance natin. 'Di ba? Halimbawa dito sa X or sa T1, we have 3. Dapat tinable na lang. Ganito lang pala dapat yung pagka-present natin. No? 3, negative 2, negative 6, at saka ito nakastore sa A. Ayan, 42 naman. Ayan, 42, ito naman yung mga distances natin. 0, 3, negative 6, at saka B. O, lagay na lang natin siya as ganito. 0, negative 3, negative 6, at saka yung distance nakastore sa B. And then 43, ayan. So, ang distances naman natin, we have negative 4, negative 4, 0, and negative 6. Tapos yung di naman natin is nakastore sa C. So, pag ganito kasi ang format mga engineers, mas madaling sundan yung equation, di ba? Halimbawa, magsasum up ka ng forces along X, edi ang gagawin mo lang, di ba? 3 over A plus 0 over B plus negative 4 over C times the tensile force, di ba? And pwede ka na makabuo ng equation. Kung magsasum up ka naman ng forces along Y, edi kailangan mo lang itong mga value na to at saka itong D. Di ba? Tsaka yung Z, o ganun din ang gagawin natin. So mamaya sa mga susunod na problems, ganito na lang natin guys yung pag-present ng mga distances ha. Para pag nag-form tayo ng equation, hindi tayo pa ulit-ulit maghanap ng value. Di ba? Yan, tingin ka lang sa table, then makaka-create ka agad ng equation. Okay, so yun lang no for number 2 to number 4. So may question ba? Or clarification? Ayan. Sige, I think there's none. Sige guys, proceed tayo dito sa equilibrium of concurrent force system. So, ang mangyayari lang naman guys kapag nasa equilibrium yung concurrent forces natin, so yung summation of forces along X, along Y, along Z, ayan, equal ito to 0. So, di pa tayo pwedeng gumamit ng summation moment dito guys kasi, ayan, may point of concurrency tayo. So, yung moment effect ng mga forces, makakancel out lang. So sa non-concurrent, doon tayo pwedeng gumamit ng moment. Pero sa ngayon, hindi pa, no? Okay, so proceed tayo dito sa problem number 5 to number 8. So actually, yung ginawa natin sa previous problem, ayan, parang nag-consider na rin tayo ng equilibrium condition doon, di ba? Pero hindi pa talaga totally. So sa problem na to, ayan, at equilibrium na talaga yung ating body. Okay, so this is a past board exam problem. And dito, we are given a tripod supporting a vertical load W and a horizontal load P at point D. Ayan. So the legs of the tripod rest on a level rough surface at points A and B and C. So if W daw is 15 kilonewton, P is 5 kilonewton, and these are the given distances, no? Okay, so your A is 3 meters. Ito, 3 ito. Ayan, 3 din ito. Then the value naman of B and C is 3 and 4 meters respectively. Okay, so we have to get the force acting on leg AD, leg BD, and leg CD. Okay, so ito guys yung leg AD. Ayan. Ito naman yung leg BD and this is the leg CD. So, yung number 8, so kailangan naman natin kunin yung value ng vertical load considering itong given na capacity which is 10 kilonewton. So mamaya gagamitin natin ito. No? So sa ngayon, dito lang muna tayo mag-focus. Okay, so lagyan natin guys ng forces yung bawat leg ng ating tripod. So let's say the force here sa leg AD, this is your F1. Ayan. So yung force naman sa leg BD, this is your F2. O tapos itong force naman na to sa leg CD, tawagin naman natin itong F3. Okay, and ang gagawin natin dito, i-assume lang muna natin guys na yung mga forces natin is acting in tension. So pag nag-negative, edi mali yung assumption natin, di ba? Pag nag-negative, ibig sabihin yung mga members are subjected to compression. Okay, so yan na guys yung ating F1, F2, and F3. Okay, next is lagyan natin guys ng coordinates yung important points dito. Or yung yung tatamaan ng line of action ng ating mga forces. Okay, so at point D guys, ano ba ang ating dito? Ano ba yung ating coordinate? So by the way, this is your X. Ayan, this is your X ha. Ito yung Y, ito yung Z. So our vertical axis is the y-axis ha. Okay, this point is located on the y-axis. Kaya dito ang x natin at saka yung z will be 0. So we have 0, 4, and 0. Ayan. Next. Okay, ano naman guys ang coordinate dito sa member B, dito sa point B? Tingin nga, ano naman ito? So ang point B is kapantay lang ng O ha. So nasa iisang plane lang itong point O at saka B. O dito yan sa XZ plane, kaya ang ating y component or y coordinate dyan will be 0. Okay, so for the value of x, we have -3, your y is 0, and the value naman of z is, yan, no, itong distance na to is towards the positive z-axis. So this is positive 3. So yan naman guys ang coordinate ng ating point B. Okay, ngayon, no, dito naman sa point A, ang coordinate naman natin dito, this is located on the x-axis. So this is 3. Ang y natin is 0. Z natin is 0. Okay, and for point C naman, we have, yan, this is -3. 0 ang y. Then, ang z naman natin guys is papunta sa negative z. Kaya this will be -3. Ayan. We have -3, 0, -3. Okay, so sige. Ngayon, ilagay natin yung mga distances na nasa table na lang, no? Ayan. Okay, so for F1 guys, ano ba yung ating x distance? So head minus tail lang ha. So ito yung head. Ito naman yung tail. So may coordinate ka naman na. So the difference of the coordinates ng tail at saka head, yun lang yung ating distances, no? Okay, so for x, we have 3 minus 0, or this is 3. 0 minus 4, or this is -4. Ayan. Then, for z naman, we have 0 minus 0, or this is 0. So, tama naman kasi ang ating member AD is nasa y or xy plane. Ayan. Ito yung y, ito yung x. So, kaya walang z component dyan or walang z coordinate dyan. Okay? So this will be 0 or z distance, no? Okay, ngayon yung value naman ng d guys, itong square root of x squared, ayan, plus y squared plus z squared. Ayan, store nyo na lang sa letter A ng inyong calculus. So I hope nasusundan nyo yung sinasabi ko, no? O, 5. Tama naman, 5. Okay, sige, sanayin nyo na lang mag-store, ha? O, ngayon, punta naman tayo sa F2. So, for the distance naman ng F2 along X, so again, tingnan mo lang yung coordinate ng head at saka ng tail. So, yung difference yan, yan yung ating mga magiging distances. So, for X, we have negative 3. For Y, we have 0 minus 4, or this is negative 4. For Z naman, we have 3 minus 0, or this is negative 3. O, ngayon, yung distance D, i-store nyo naman guys sa letter B.
What was zero?
Ha? Ayan, baka may tanong. Ayan, pwede pakiulit, engineer? Sige. Mamaya na lang. Okay, next for F3. So, ang distances naman natin for F3, ayan, pwede natin makuha by simply subtracting the location ng, ito yung magiging head natin, ito naman yung tail. Okay, so for X, we have negative 3 minus 0, this is negative 3. For Y, 0 minus 4, or this is negative 4. And for Z, we have negative 3 minus 0, or this is negative 3. Okay, tapos yung distance D, store nyo lang guys sa letter C. Positive po, positive po sa 3 sa Z. Tama, itong F2, sorry. This should be positive. Okay, tama, tama. Ayan, no? 3 minus 0. Tama, this is positive. Okay? So, yan na yung ating mga distances, no? Ngayon, to solve for the three unknowns, idigawa lang tayo ng tatlong equations, guys, no? Okay, our equation 1, form natin by summing up the forces along X. Okay, so this will be equal lang to F1x plus F2x plus F3x. And this will be equal lang to 0. Okay, and remember, the x component is ano lang to? Ratio lang ng x at saka ng d distance times the magnitude ng force. So kaya for F1x, ang ilalagay natin dito will be equal lang to 3 over A times F1. Tapos yung F2x naman natin, this will be negative 3 over B. Ayan. Times F2. Then for F3 naman, we have negative 3 over C times F3. And this is equal to 0. Okay, so eto na guys yung ating equation 1. Okay, pero wait lang, may mali tayo dito. Okay, may kulang tayo. Yan, di ko napansin. May kulang tayo dito. Okay, so in the problem, may given dito na load P, oh. Okay, so ang load P na yan is acting towards the positive x-axis. So idagdag na lang natin dito, this will be plus P equal to 0. Or ilagay na lang natin sa kabilang side, this will be negative 5 kilonewton. And this will be your equation 1. Okay? Now, for our equation 2, form naman natin siya by summing up the forces along Y. So, assume naman natin dito, or wag ka na mag-assume, i-diretso mo na lang ilagay yung mga components, no? So, we have F1Y plus F2Y plus F3Y. So, actually, ito guys, pag ginawa natin, ang default na convention natin dyan is, lahat ng forces papunta sa taas, yun yung ating positive component, no? So, yung W dito, kung titingnan nyo, ayan, this is downward, kaya ibabawas natin yan dito sa equation na to. Okay, this will be minus your load W and equal lang ito to 0. Okay, or your F1Y, this will be equal lang to negative 4 over A times F1. Then for F2Y, we have negative 4 over B times F2. Then we have negative 4 over C times F3 and equal ito to W. Or ang W natin, given naman na sa problem, this is 15 kilonewton. Okay, ito naman guys yung ating equation 2. Ayan, so may dalawang equation na tayo. So isa na lang ang kulang natin. And pwede naman natin ma-form yan by summing up the forces along the z-axis. Okay, dito na lang sa next page. Okay, so sige, let us sum up naman the Z component ng forces. Okay, so wala namang external load na nag-act on the Z-axis ha. Ayan. So kaya dito ang ilalagay natin are the components lang ng F1, F2, and F3. Alright? So this is equal lang to Z1. Ayan, this is 0 over A times F1. Then, dito naman we have, for F2, we have 3 over B. Then for F3 naman, we have negative 3 over C. And this is negative 3 over C times F3. And this will be equal to 0. So, eto naman guys yung ating equation 3. So, bakit nag-negative 3 ang Z ulit, sir? Ito. Yung sa F3 guys, sa F3 ito. Kasi tingnan nyo ha, negative 3 itong Z coordinate natin sa point na to, then dito naman is 0. So, ayan, head minus tail ha, negative 3 minus 0, ayan, negative 3. Okay? So, yan na guys yung ating tatlong equations, ayan. So, this is your equation 1. Oh, this is your equation 2. Ito naman is our equation 3. So, to solve for the three unknowns, sige, I hope may calculator kayo dyan ha. Sige, punta na lang kayo guys sa mode 5, 2. Sa totoo lang, pag meron ka nitong table na to, pwede ka nang dumiretso guys sa mode 5 to eh. Pwede ka nang dumiretso sa mode 5 to pag meron ka nitong table na to. So, di ba, ang lalagay lang naman natin dyan. Ayan. Kung sa equation 1, ano yon? We have 3 over A, negative 3 over B, tapos negative 3 over C, then we have negative 5. So, by the way, ang format ng ating equation sa mode 5 to, this is AX plus BY plus ZZ equals to D. Okay, tapos sa ano naman natin, sa second equation, well, we have negative 4 over A, negative 4 over B, negative 4 over C, then we have positive 15. Ayan. And then for our equation 3, ito naman. 0 over A, 3 over B, negative 3 over C, and 0. Okay, sige guys, paki-compute na lang ng F1, F2, and F3. Ayan. Sa Fx sir na negative 3. Wait lang. Let me check. Negative 3 yan. Di ba ito, negative 3, tapos 0 dito. Ayan, F1. Yung F1 hindi naman negative 3 o positive naman to. Yung F2 at saka F3, yun yung negative yung component. Okay, so we have negative 13.54. Ayan, this is negative 13.54. Tapos, ano yung susunod? Negative 3.04. O, tama. This is negative 3.04. Tapos ito, negative 3.04 kilonewton. Okay, so pag nag-negative guys yung sign dito, ibig sabihin mali yung assumption natin. So inassume kasi natin dito guys na itong mga legs ng tripod are subjected to tensile force, di ba? Ayan, acting away itong mga force na to from this point. Okay, so pero kung i-analyze mo ng maigi, di ba kung andi dito yung ating W, ika-counteract to guys nitong mga to in compression, di ba? So nag-make sense naman yung sign na to. So ang ating sagot no for the force in member AD, ayan. So the force in member AD or on leg AD, this is 13.54 kilonewton. Then for member BD naman, we have, ayan, ito na, 3.04 kilonewton. Then for member CD, pareho, 3.04 kilonewton din. So ayan na guys ang sagot natin no, for number 5 to number 7. Ayan. So these are now the forces acting on each member of the tripod or each leg of the tripod. Okay. O, ngayon, proceed tayo dito sa number 8. So, for number 8, sabi naman dito, so if the tripod daw is to carry only the vertical load, ano daw guys ang maximum ano daw ang maximum force that can be supported or maximum load W that can be supported if, ano sabi dito? The capacity of each leg is 10 kilonewton. So may given naman na capacity sa number 8 and we have to get the maximum load na pwedeng ilagay. Okay, so sa number 8, i-ignore na natin itong P ha. Hindi na kasama ito sa ating calculation. So ito na lang na load W. Ngayon, ang components ng ating force, take note guys, nakadepende yan sa geometry ng ating legs. So, sa number 8, sa totoo lang, di naman natin babaguhin yung location ng ating mga legs. So, itong mga components na to guys, itong F1x, F1y, o pati itong mga components na to, di naman nag-change yung value niyan. Okay? O, pero, magbabari pa rin naman pala siya. Depende dun sa, ayan, total force na nag-act on each leg, no? Okay, ngayon, so for number 8, ganito na lang gawin natin. So, i-consider lang naman natin dito guys na load W ang mag-act, di ba? So, pwede pa rin natin na magamit itong equation na to. And sa totoo lang, ito wala na tong value, di ba? So, ito, papalitan lang natin ito guys, gagawin lang natin tong W, di ba? So, gagamitin pa rin natin itong equation na to, no? So, for number 8, diretso na lang kayo sa mode 5-2. So, ito yung mga equations na gagamitin natin. Ayan. So, ito yung summation of forces along X, di ba? Ayan, we have negative or 3 over A, negative 3 over B, 3 over C. So, wala na tayong load along X, kaya this will be 0. So, for summation of forces naman along Y, so we have negative 4 over A times F1 plus negative 4 over B times F2. That's your F2Y. Ito naman yung ating F3Y. Negative 4 over C. And this will be equal to W. Equal ito to W, no? Okay, ito naman yung summation of forces natin along Z. We have 0 over A, 3 over B, and negative 3 over C. Now, ang goal natin dito guys is makuha yung value ng F1, ng F2, at saka ng F3 in terms of the load W. Okay? So, sige. Ang gawin nyo guys dito para makuha nyo yung value ng F1, F2, and F3 in terms of W. Okay, sa mode 5-2, iset nyo na lang itong value na to as 1. Ayan, set nyo lang to as 1. Sige guys, ayan, input nyo ulit. Or kahit, ano nga, di ba? May na-input naman na kayo kanina. O, i-delete nyo na lang ito. Ayan, tanggalin nyo na lang to, palitan nyo na lang ng 0 at saka ng 1. And pag press mo ng equal, may lalabas dyan na value, and that value will be the force developed on each leg in terms of the applied load W. So sige nga, pa-compute guys. Ayan, may sagot na kaagad, 6.25. O, check natin kung yan talaga ang sagot. Okay, so ano bang lumabas na value? Ito naman nakuha nyo? Okay, negative 0.625. Okay, tapos ito naman, negative 0.364. Yung F2 at saka F3, pareho lang yung lalabas dyan kasi tingnan nyo guys yung orientation nila, di ba? Parang same lang ang X at saka Z distance. So ito na yung ating ano ha. Ito na yung ating mga forces in terms of load W. So, pwede na natin i-ignore na lang yung negative kasi ano naman to, di ba? Understood naman na compressive ang force na mag-act dyan. O yan. So, yan na yung ating F1, F2, and F3 in terms of W. Okay, ngayon, so since may given na capacity, kailangan natin i-test guys itong bawat member na to ha. Okay, itong member AD, BD, at saka CD. O, try natin i-maximize ito and hanapin natin kung ano ba yung load na pwede na nating i-apply, no? Okay, so sige. So halimbawa guys, yung AD yung minmaximize natin. Halimbawa ginawa nating 10 kilonewton to. Ano ba yung load na pwede nating i-apply dyan sa ating, ayan, tripod? Sige nga, ano ba to? So 10 divided by 0.625, this is equal to 16. Tama ba? 16 kilonewton? Ba't po ginawang 1 ulit yung W's? Ganito, ang assumption kasi natin dito, parang kukunin mo lang yung force na mapupunta dun, parang percentage siya, ganun na lang ang idea. So, parang kinukuha natin dito is yung percentage na mapupunta sa F1, F2, and F3. So isipin mo no, 100% yung nilagay natin ng W kaya sinet natin siya as 1. Okay? So ito na bang sagot natin, 16 kilonewton? Actually, hindi pa no. Kailangan i-verify din natin guys yung, ayan, member BD at saka CD. So kung ito naman yung i-maximize natin, okay, so solve naman natin yung load W. Ano naman ang lalabas dito? 10 divided by 0.364. Okay, we have here 27.44 kilonewton. Okay, ngayon pipili na lang tayo dito sa dalawang to. Dalawa ang load na nakuha natin ha. So ano ba yung maximum safe load dyan? 16 po kasi ayoko sa mabigat. O, tama naman, di ba? Ayan, para safe yung lahat ng member, o, dito ka lang sa mas magaan na value. Okay, basta pinapakuha guys is maximum safe load. Ang nag-govern dyan palagi is yung pinaka maliit. So, ang mangyari kasi guys, okay, if W is 16, okay, if W is 16 kilonewton, ano mangyari sa member AD? Okay, safe ito kasi kayang-kaya niya yung 16 kilonewton ng capacity niya, so kayang-kaya niya to. So, yung member BD at saka member CD, ang maximum capacity nila guys is 27.44. So, ito mga to, safe pa rin to. Okay? O, pero kung ang W natin guys is ano ha, 27.44. O, ayan, ayan, para maintindihan yung sinasabi ko dito. So, if W is 16 kilonewton, ang force in member AD natin, this is 10 kilonewton. So, therefore, safe ang ating member AD. Ngayon, yung member BD, di ba, this is 0.364 of W. O, ano ba tong 0.364 of W? 0.364 times 16, ano to? 5.824 lang, di ba? O, this is less than the 10 kilonewton capacity. O, ganun din yung member CD. So, dito guys, no? O, safe lahat ng members. Ayan. O, pero kung halimbawa ito ang ilalagay mo, pag nilagay mo yung 27.44, lagot ka dyan. O, tingnan nyo to. If W is 27.44, ang ating member BD at saka member CD, ang madidevelop dito guys na force is 10 kilonewton. And safe ito sa dalawang members. Pero, pagdating sa member AD, di ba this is 0.625 of W. So, kung papalitan natin ito ng 27.44, ang mangyayari dito guys, this will be equal to, ano ba, 17.15. And ano ba ang sabi sa problem? Ang capacity ng bawat member is up to 10 kilonewton lang. So, ano mangyayari sa member AD guys kung sakali itong nakaload? O, panigurado magpe-fail yan. Okay, kasi ang madidevelop na actual, ito yung actual ha. This is the actual force. Ang madidevelop na actual force is more than the 10 kilonewton capacity. So, hindi kakayanin guys ng member AD. So, therefore, ang answer natin is ito ha, 16 kilonewton. Okay, so yun lang no for number 8. Sige, question or clarification. Okay, sige, wala. Sige, dito tayo guys sa number 9 naman to number 10. Okay, so dito naman no, we are given three cables AD, CD, and BD that support and suspend a load W at point D. So given yung distances dito, your A is 2 meters, your B is 4 meters, ito namang C, this is 5 meters. Okay, and ang distance E naman natin is equal to 5 meters. So ano daw ang tension in each cable if W is 10 kilonewton? So for number 10, the maximum load that can be supported if the allowable load on each cable is 12 kilonewton. And for number 11, dito guys, iba-iba yung given na capacity ng bawat cable. Okay, so ang starting point natin guys kapag magsosolve ka ng mga ganitong problem is lagyan mo ng coordinates yung mga point na dadaanan ng line of action ng mga forces, no? Okay, so halimbawa dito sa point D, ayan. So by the way, this is our x-axis. Ito naman yung ating y-axis. This is your z-axis. Ayan, ito yung x, ito yung y, ito yung z. So at point D, ang coordinate natin dito guys, this is equal lang to, ayan, located siya on the y-axis ha. We have 0, nasa baba ito, kaya we have -5 and 0. Okay? O ngayon, dito naman tayo sa point A. So at point A, bali ito naman is located on the XZ plane. Ito yung X, ito yung Z, ito yung XZ plane. And nandiyan dyan guys yung point A sa plane na yan. So kaya ang Y natin dito will be 0, no? Okay, therefore ang coordinate natin, this will be +4, Y is 0, then we have +2. +4, +2. Ayan. Tapos 0 ang Y, no? Okay, next. O, pagdating naman dito sa point C, ito namang point C is located on the z-axis. O kaya ang x at saka y natin, this will be 0. And ang location naman ito guys is nasa likod ng origin. 'Di ba? Nasa negative z-axis tayo. So ilagay natin yung z as -5. Okay? And dito naman sa point B, this is located naman on the x-axis. O kaya yung y at saka z naman natin will be 0. Okay? And the value of d, by the way, this is 3 meters. Okay? Pero ito, nasa negative side tayo ng x-axis ha. Okay, ilalagay natin dito will be -3. Okay, next, ilagay naman natin yung mga forces na mag-act dito, no? Okay, so unang-una, meron tayong load W. And itong mga cables na to, i-resist niyan itong load W. So let's say this is your T1. Ayan. Ito naman yung T sub 2. And ito naman yung ating T sub 3. Ayan. O, ayan. So, bali itong mga points na to guys, ito yung magiging head ng ating vector. Dito naman manggagaling yung, or dito naman yung ating tail. Okay, so ngayon, ang gawin natin, i-table na lang ulit natin yung mga distances ha, para madaling makagawa ng equation. So, dito yung x, ito yung y, ito yung z, at saka ito yung d. Okay, so for T1, so for our x, ayan, head minus tail lang ha. So, ito yung head, ito yung tail. So, this is 4. Ayan, your y is negative, ay hindi -5. Okay, 0 minus -5, so this is +5, no? So for z naman, this is 2 minus 0, kaya this is 2. Okay, ngayon yung distance dito, store nyo na lang guys sa letter A. Ayan, yung square root of x squared, y squared, and z squared. Okay, next. For t sub 2, no? Ayan. Okay lang, mabilisan na tayo. Ano po difference ng E at saka B? Walang difference. Anong tinutukoy mo na difference, engineer? O, E minus B, edi 1. Ay, hindi, joke lang. Ang E guys, ang E ito yan ha. Ang E is itong distance along the y-axis. Yung B, ito naman is along the x-axis. Okay, sige. Proceed tayo dito sa T2. So for our x, we have -3 minus 0. This is -3. Yung y natin is 0 minus -5. So this is +5. And yung z naman natin, this will be 0. So tama naman kasi nasa xy plane itong cable na to, no? Okay, ngayon for our T3, so our x distance naman, this will be 0. Yung ating y naman, this will be +5. And yung z naman natin, no, we have -5 minus 0. So we have here -5. So by the way, yung mga distance D, store nyo na lang guys sa letter B at saka letter C. Okay, so yan na yung x distance. And now, form na natin yung tatlong equations ha. Okay, so for our equation 1, sum up na lang natin yung x component ng forces and equal lang ito to 0. Okay, so we have here, ayan. Again ha, Fx is equal to x over d times the magnitude ng force. Okay, so your Fx, ano lang to, F1x plus F2x plus F3x equal to 0. Okay, so we have here 4 over A plus, sorry. It should be 4 over A times F1 plus negative 3 over B times F2, then we have 0 over C times F3 and equal it to 0. Okay, so this is now your equation 1. Ayan. So for our equation 2, sum up naman natin yung forces along Y. Okay, this is equal to 0. And again, ang Fy natin, this is Y lang over D times the magnitude ng force. Uy, ang bilis. Meron na kaagad sagot. Ayan. O, F1Y plus F2Y plus F3Y. Okay, take note, ang load W natin is acting along Y. So, dapat ima-minus yan. O, pag nilagay natin sa kabila, this will be positive. Okay, kaya dito we have 5 over A times F1 plus, ayan, 5 over B times F2 plus 5 over C times F3 and equal ito to W. So, yan naman yung ating second equation. And now, for our equation 3, let us sum up naman the Z component ng ating mga forces. Okay? So, ito naman, this is equal lang to F1Z plus F2Z plus F3Z. And wala namang external load along Z, kaya this will be equal lang to 0. Okay? So, we have here 2 over A times F1 plus 0 over B times F2. And we have negative 5 or plus negative 5 over C times F3. And this is equal to 0. Okay, so ngayon ang gawin nyo guys, ganito na lang. So try to express na lang the value of F1, F2, and F3 in terms of W. Kasi yung mga susunod na tanong dito, pinapanap tayo ng load W. Okay, so pag nag-solve kayo using mode 5.1 or mode 5.2 rather, no? I-ano nyo na lang, iset nyo lang ulit ito as 1 unit, no? Okay, sige guys, pakisolve na lang nitong tatlong equations natin. Okay, sige. Ano bang lalabas na value ng F1, F2, at saka F3? In terms of W, ha? Okay, so this will be 0.491 ata to. This will be 0.491 of W. Ito naman is 0.569 of W. Okay, then ito naman is 0.207 of W. So, ayan guys yung ating mga forces in terms of W. Okay, ngayon for number 9, pwede na natin makuha yung tension yan. Substitute na lang natin yung given na W. Okay, so we have 10 kilonewton. Ayan. Ayan. So for the force in member AB, this is equal lang to, sige, lagyan lang natin F1, F2, and F3. Okay, so for F1, this is 0.491 times 10. Or this is equal lang to 4.91 kilonewton. Okay, for our F2, 0.569 of W or 10 kilonewton, no? Or dito naman we have 5.69 kilonewton, and for F3 we have 0.207 of W or this is 2.07 kilonewton. So ito na mga answers natin for number 9. Okay, ngayon for number 10, ayan. So for number 10, sabi naman dito, ano daw ang maximum load W that can be supported if the allowable load on each cable is 12 kilonewtons. So kung anong ginawa natin kanina guys sa pagkuha ng ayan, W based on the capacity. So same lang ang approach dito, no? So kailangan lang natin i-test yung lahat ng members ha. So kung i-maximize natin yung F1, 'di ba? This is 0.491 of W. Okay, kung itong F1 na to guys is equal to 12 kilonewton, o ano yung load na pwede nating ilagay? Ano ba yung W natin? O, this is equal to ano to? 24.45? Okay, this is 24.45 kilonewton. O, kung base naman sa F2, your F2 is equal to 0.569 of W. So, kung 12 kilonewton ito, the maximum load na pwede naman natin ilagay is equal to 21.09 kilonewton, no? And lastly, for our F3, ayan. So your F3 is 0.207 of W. Okay, kung ito guys is 12 kilonewton, okay, your W here will be equal lang to 57.98 kilonewton. So ano bang napansin nyo dito guys? So ang nag-govern na load W is itong 21.09, di ba? Ito yung pinakamaliit. Okay, or bottom line, pag halimbawa guys, pare-parehas ang capacity ng cable, bali ang load W na pwede mong ilagay doon will be based dun sa cable na magkikerry ng pinakamalaking force. Okay? So kung magde-design ka ng load i-design mo siya guys dun sa pinaka-critical na cable. No, ang pinaka-critical diyan of course, yung magkikerry ng pinakamalaking double load, 'di ba? Ito 'yon. So isipin nyo, of almost 57% ng load, si F2 lang ang magkikerry. Kumbaga siya ang unang mag-fail diyan kung sakali guys maglagay tayo ng load, no? Kaya dapat diyan tayo magbase. So our answer is ito na, no, 21.09 kilonewton. Okay, ngayon for number 11, dito guys magkakaiba yung capacity ng cable, di ba? So ang capacity ng cable AD, we have 6 kilonewton. Ayan. So ang capacity naman ng cable BD is 8 kilonewton and capacity naman ng cable CD is 12 or 10 kilonewton. O sa case na to, di natin masasabi kaagad guys na yung design ng load is magbabase dun sa may pinakamalaking or dun sa cable na magkikerry ng pinakamalaking load. So ito kailangan talaga natin i-testing isa-isa, no, yung bawat cable. Okay, ngayon ang madaling approach dito guys is ano na lang, mag-ratio and proportion na lang tayo. Okay? So, di ba kanina, nung ang capacity natin is 12 kilonewton, di ba? Ang ating nakuha na load is 24.45. Ngayon, kung 6 kilonewton, ito naman yung ating load W. So, pwede tayong mag-ratio and proportion na lang dito, no? So, ito yung maximum load if 12 yung ating capacity. So, kung 6 kilonewton, edi, ayan yung ating W. Or ito, mahati lang ito, di ba? This will be equal lang to 12.22, di ba? 225 kilonewton. Okay, so yan yung ating W based on AD. Pero we are not yet done. So, kailangan din natin i-check yung other members or other cables pa ha. So, for member BD, so kung 12 kilonewton yung ating capacity, ito naman yung ating maximum load W. O ngayon, kung 8 kilonewton ito, ano naman yung W na pwede nating ilagay? Ano naman ito? This is 14.062. Okay, kilonewton. Pero hindi pa to ang sagot natin ha. So we have to check pa yung member CD. So for member CD, ito. Ito ang ating capacity. So kung kanina guys, no, 12 ang ating capacity, ang maximum load na pwedeng i-carry is 57.98. So ngayon naman natin, 10 kilonewton na lang. So ano naman ang W natin? This is equal naman to 48.31 kilonewton. Okay, and from this values, pwede na natin mag-determine yung maximum safe load dyan. And obviously, our maximum load will be pinakamaliit na value. So, our answer naman for number 11 is itong 12.25. Okay? Ayan, pwede tayo mag-ratio and proportion dito or pwede rin naman yung katulad ng ginawa natin dito, edi ilagay mo yung 6 dito guys. Yan, hindi mo kuha mo yung W. O dito naman, ilagay mo yung 8. Mo kuha mo rin yung W. O dito naman, ilagay mo yung 10, then you can get the value of W. So, pwede rin naman na ganun. Okay, so ito, ayan, nag-introduce lang ako sa inyo ng ayan, ibang method para kung sakali guys na iba-ibayin yung W, pwede kayong mag-ano na lang. Pwede nyo lang gawin yung ganito. Ratio and proportion. Okay? So, yun lang no for this situation. O any question or clarification sa solution natin. Ang daming mabibilis mag-solve Ayan, okay yan. Yan. O, dapat hanggang board exam yan Para po mabilis matulog. Grabe naman. Okay lang. Nako, itong oras na to talagang siesta time to. Pero sige, laban guys. Ako mabilis pero mali rin. O, ika nga guys, no? Walang mabilis na, di ba, mabilis yung kalkyo nyo. O kahit gaano kabilis yung kalkyo nyo, kung mabagal kayo pumindot, mabagal pa rin yung magbigay ng sagot yan. Okay, sige. Move on tayo dito sa next na problem. So, dito naman tayo guys sa number 12 to number 14. Okay, so dito naman, we have a light bulb that is attached to the vertical wall by a ball and socket support or socket joint at A and supported by two cables at B. And then we have a force P equal dito, no? 12I minus 16K applied at B. So note that reaction at A acts along the boom because it is a two-force body. So ano daw ang tension sa cable BC, tension sa cable BD, at saka reaction at A. Okay, so ilagay natin yung mga forces dito, no? Okay, so ito yung ating cable. So let's say, ito guys, yung force na mag-act dito, tawagin lang natin T1. Or let's say F1 na lang. Ayan. Okay, ito namang force na mag-act dito, tawagin naman natin F2. Ayan, F2. Okay, then dito naman, i-assume na lang din natin guys na ang force na nag-act dito is tension. Let's say ito naman is F3. Okay, ngayon sinabi dito guys na yung ating member AB, yan, this is light boom. So, ibig sabihin, ang weight nito, hindi na natin i-consider. And also, the boom daw is a two-force body. So, ang kinikerry lang nito guys, either tension or compression. So, di ba pag nag-analyze tayo ng thrust, ganun yung assumption natin for each member. Two-force member, yung bawat member ng thrust. Okay, so kumbaga ang force natin is directed lang along the axis ng ating member. Okay, so yun lang, no? Yung ating F3. Now, sunod nating ilagay dito are the components or are the coordinates, no? So this is your x-axis. Ito yung x, ha? Ito yung y. Ito naman yung z-axis. So sige, lagyan natin ng coordinates, guys. Ito mga importanting points dito. Okay, for our point B, this is along the y-axis or this is located on the y-axis. So ang x natin dyan will be 0. Ang y natin guys, this is positive 6. And ang z naman natin is 0. Ngayon, for point A. Ang point A naman natin, this is located on the xz plane. Di ba ito yung x-axis? Ito yung z-axis? This is the xz plane. O nandiyan mismo yung point A. Okay? So, bali ang ating y dito will be 0. So, for x, ayan, we have positive 2. Your y is 0. Then yung z naman natin, we have negative 3. Okay? So dito naman sa point C. Ito naman we have positive 2, 0 ang y, then positive 6 naman ang ating z. Okay? And dito naman we have negative 4 yung x. Y naman natin is 0, then we have positive 2. So yan na guys yung ating coordinates. Ngayon, i-table ulit natin yung mga distances na yan, ha? Okay, ito yung F1, ito yung F2, ito naman yung F3. Okay, dito yung X, dito yung Y, dito yung Z, ito yung D. Okay, and ito guys, ha, itong X at saka itong X, Y, and Z, para makuha natin head minus tail lang ito, ha? Okay, for our F1, ang direction ng F1 is from B to D. Okay? So dito yung head, ito yung head, ito yung tail. So head minus tail, we can get the X, Y, and Z distance. So we have here negative 4, this is negative 6, positive 2. Okay, tapos yung di na makukuha nyo guys, store nyo na lang sa A. Yung distance di po ba, siya na rin yung length? Oh, yan yung length ng member guys. Halimbawa dito sa video, yung di na yan, ito mismong length niya. Okay, ngayon punta tayo sa F2. So for the difference naman ng ating mga coordinates or the distances, no, we have positive 2, your y is negative 6. Ay, tama, negative 6. And your z naman is positive 6. So ito naman, i-store natin sa B, itong D. Ayan. Itong square root of x squared, y squared, and z squared. Okay, ngayon for our F3, ito naman yung ating mga distances. We have positive 2, your y is negative 6, and your z naman is negative 3 minus 0. So we have negative 3, tapos yung distance d, store nyo guys sa letter C. So halos paulit-ulit lang naman ginagawa natin. Yung distance po ba siya na rin yung length, sir? Yes, yes, yes. Ayan, tinanong na pala kanina to. Akala ko bagong chat. Okay? So sige. So yan na yung ating mga distances. Ngayon, para makuha natin yung mga unknowns, edi gawa tayo dito ng equation. Okay, pero bago yan, uy, ang bilis naman ni Kenneth. Pero bago yan, no, tingnan muna natin yung given na force P. Okay, so may given dito guys na force P, which is equal to 12I minus 16K. So, di ba pag mayroon kang vector, actually, ang format natin dyan is ganito, xi plus yj plus zk. Wherein, itong mga coefficients ng x, y, and z, yan yung ating components ng force. Okay? So, bali dito, no, kung kukunin pala natin yung x component ng ating force P, equal lang ito to positive 12. So, yung ating y component naman, since wala tayo ditong j, edi this is 0. And ang ating z component naman, this is negative 16. Okay? So, with this value, no, pwede na tayo guys mag-sum up ulit ng mga forces, no? Okay? So, for the summation of forces along x, this is equal to 0. We have, okay, F1x plus F2x plus F3x, and this is minus or plus Px, and equal to 0. Okay, so we have here negative 4 over A times F1. Then we have 2 over B times F2. Then we have 2 over C times F3. Then yung Px natin is negative 12. So this will be now your equation 1. Okay, ngayon, for our equation 2, sum up naman natin yung y component ng forces. Okay, so we have here F1y plus F2y plus F3y. Then wala naman tayong Py, kaya this will be equal na to 0. Okay, so we have here negative 6 over A times F1 plus negative 6 over B times F2. Then we have negative 6 over C times F3, and this will be equal to 0. Ito naman yung ating equation 2. Okay, and for our equation 3, let us sum up naman the forces along Z. So we have here, yan, F1Z plus F2Z plus F3Z plus the Z component ng P. Okay, and this is equal to 0. So here we have 2 over A times F1 plus 6 over B times F2. Then we have negative 3 over C times F3. So yung PZ natin is negative 16, no? So pag tinranspose natin sa kabilang side, this will be positive 16. So eto naman yung ating equation 3. So gamit na lang kayo guys ng mode 5.1, and sige, pakibigay na lang nitong F1, nitong F2, and F3. Oh, mali daw, mali. Tama ata. Sige, ano na lang, pa-confirm na lang ng value. Okay, so, ano lang yan. Yung pagka-arrange kasi ni Engineer Kenneth, ito yung, ayan, tama, ito yung BA. Pero expected naman natin na magne-negative to, kasi pag boom kasi, usually compressive force naman talaga ang nag-act dyan. Okay, so our F1, we have, ano bang lumabas na value dyan? Oh, yung sa member BC or member BD, yun yung sinet ko as F1. So ito yung 14.97. Okay, ito yung 14.967 kilonewton. Okay, ito yung sa member BD ha. Yung sa member CD naman, yan naman yung ating F2. Ito naman is 5.812 kilonewton. So, di ba ang mga lumabas na value dito guys are positive. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung assumption natin na these forces are tension, di ba? Okay, tapos yung ating force naman sa member AB, so yan naman yung ating F3. O, ito naman yung negative 18.67 kilonewton. Okay, so ito naman yung force sa member AB. So ito guys, tension nito. Ayan, ito tension din ito, and ito naman since nag negative. Kung gagawin natin positive yan, so pwede mo nang iset yan as compressive. force. So, ang sagot na natin no, for number 12, for the tension in cable BC, ay, wait lang, dapat ano to, B, hindi CD, B, BC, BC. Okay. So, for the tension in cable BC, ito na yon. We have 5.812 kilonewton. For the tension naman sa cable BD, this is 14.967 kilonewton. And the reaction at A, guys, ganito, no? Pag meron kang boom, halimbawa, nasa 2D tayo, ito yung boom. Ayan, kung ano yung force na mag-act dito, yun na rin yung reaction na madidevelop dito, di ba? Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung reaction na mag-act dito guys sa ball and socket support, this is along lang the axis of the ano ha, of this member. Okay, so meaning, ang reaction natin at A, equal na mismo guys dun sa nakuha natin na force acting on the womb. So equal lang ito to 18.67 kilonewton. Okay, eto mga to ha. Siyempre, cable yan. Di ba? Di naman pwede nating lagyan ng compressive force yan. So talagang tama naman na tensile force yan. Okay, so ito na guys ang mga answers natin for this situation. Mali ako. Akala ko sum of fx equals 12. Yung 12 is, tama naman. Pero negative 12 kasi itatranspose mo pa yan, no? Ayan, no? Yan pala yung mali mo. Okay. Itama mo na lang, brother. So, yun lang guys, no? For the equilibrium of concurrent forces. So, siguro break muna tayo guys, 15 minutes. Yan, water break lang, coffee break. Ayan, yung mga nagugutom, pwede mo nang kumain. Then, balik na lang tayo after 15 minutes. Ayan. Sige guys, ano muna, babay muna for the meantime.